Nacho! Mic check.
Came through stunting with the moves you ain't never seen. Handle so dirty, jumper wet, so I keep it clean. Hand down, man down when I come through dripping. Back turn on the oop, I'ma catch him slipping. Yeah, no look, don't look. Nay, this in the sky, boy, no hook. Serving up a big plate, what I just cooked. Yeah, that line got 8, pride got took. Yeah. And now you on a poster. They can't even coach you. I did it for the. No look, don't look. Nay, this in the sky, boy, no hook. Serving up a big plate, what I just cooked. Yeah, that line got 8, pride got took. Yeah. And now you on a poster. They can't even coach you. I did it for the culture. Yeah. You know that I got it. Yeah. You know that I got it. Yeah. All this game up in my pocket. Bet that you can't stop me. You know that I got it. I want it all. Fight to the finish. And don't make you fall. Go back to beginning. You never seen this. Game is the meanest. You watch on your phone now. Can't wait till they stream this. And they watch it.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Playoffs? Yeah, we're talking about playoffs. Round 1 to be specific. As always, good evening, beautiful people. Welcome to the postseason of overtime. Hey, can we make some noise in the studio? You know how we do it. Yes, sir. All right, for you tonight, you'll see highlights from Midland Legacy's game against Pebble Hills. Permian drove up to El Paso to play Franklin, and we'll check in with the defending state champs in BALMORHEA. But first, allow me to introduce y'all to the 3 Stooges of West Texas. Got a little football for you. Mason Storrs, Jonathan Polasic, and the kid to my cat, Alex Camerata. He's at the Midland Legacy game I was talking about earlier. Now, Alex, the Rebels have been sizzling all season long. Did they keep that hot streak going?
Corey, you know they kept that hot streak alive. Another week, another dub for the Rebels. It was more of the same game script for Midland Legacy, scoring a ton of points on offense, and the defense did its part as well, creating turnovers, having sacks, and just really wreaking havoc on that side of the ball. This team is really, really good, and they're here for a reason. And with that, why don't we take a look at the first half highlights. Midland Legacy and El Paso Pebble Hills starting off the postseason in a bi-district contest. That high-flying Rebel offense was going to work early. Marcos Davila uncorks a bomb to his big wideout, Chris Brazel, to set Legacy up in the red zone. A few plays later, Davila caps off the drive with another one for Brazel, this time 12 yards into the end zone for the first score of the game. The defense came to play tonight, too. Defensive back Damian Johnson picks this one off for LHS at their own 36-yard line. After the pick, the Rebs on the doorstep, and Davila runs the read option and walks it on in for an easy touchdown run to make it 15-zip Legacy. News West 9's Athlete of the Week, McKylan Young, running the Wildcat, taking the direct snap on a 4-yard run to push the lead to 23-0. Let's hear from Addison Akbar after the horn. For you, that touchdown was kind of that knockout punch. What'd you see on that play, and kind of take me through that?
Oh, well, okay, originally it was like I was supposed to run it out, but CB7 or Chris, he got caught up, so I just railed it up, and it just worked out.
Corey, this team is primed for a deep playoff run. They now move on to the area round next week against South Lake Carroll, who defeated North Crowley tonight. That game will be in Arlington at Globe Life Ballpark, so that is going to be a huge game and a tough one, probably the toughest of the season for the Rebels. But hey, if there's any team that can do it against South Lake, it's these Midland Legacy Rebels. Your final tonight, 43-22. Legacy moves on. Corey, back to you.
Yeah, that's right, Alex, man. Legacy versus South Lake Carroll. Ooh, I'm so excited. Now, Alex kind of just gave it away. You spoiled it, my guy. But our Athlete of the Week is from Legacy High, and we probably should have gave him the award, or we could have gave him an award every single week this year. The numbers he put up have been historical, and he's a big reason why this team won district.
High energy, and he's a great kid.
Legacy High running back McKylan Young has been using his high energy to lead the Rebels with over 2,000 all-purpose yards while scoring a whopping 35 touchdowns this season. Doing it while wearing the maroon and white is something the senior always dreamed of.
When you're a little kid, that's when where it starts. You want to be a rebel. You want to go play for Coach Hartman, and it really means a lot to this community. This community is really honestly the team behind this. The community is behind us, and that's what happens when you win games.
Behind Young, Legacy has been doing just that, completing its first undefeated district season since 1999.
Special players like him don't come around that often. I've done this 20+ years, and I can count them on one hand that are like him. I think he's as good as seen and good as advertised. And I know Josh Traylor was a great one here, and he said, hey, I think he'll be the next one. And that's why that number 22 kind of stayed around.
Last week against Permian High, Young joined his teammate Donnie Bishop as the only players in program history to record 100 rushing and 100 receiving yards in a game.
We trying to compete, me and Donnie, like I told him, if it was up to me, I want 200, 200. So we just like to compete. Me and Donnie we love to compete against each other. We love each other, man. That's my brother.
They not only like to compete, but they also like to have fun too, finding inspiration in a famous horror movie doll that has brought the squad some luck.
We love Chucky, man. Who doesn't love Chucky? I mean, as a kid, I didn't love Chucky, but I think he's misunderstood now. And he likes to kill, and we like to kill teams. And so it's just our mentality when we tap into that mode when we go on the field. It's a different us.
If Chucky is the villain, MK has been the superhero for Midland's younger generation.
You see me with all these kids, you see me going to these youth games, and that's what it's about. And it's bigger than me. It's not just me. So I'm doing this, it's more of my who instead of my why. And it's those kids, and it's just the ones coming up.
Man, you just have to love that kid, am I right? Now, as you saw earlier, McKylan, the Rebels, and Chucky advanced to the next round after another great performance. All right, let me go ahead and stretch before I jog over here to Jonathan. Here we go. All right, J. Poe, my guy. He was over here covering Rankin versus Fort Davis. Now, Jonathan, I heard Rankin showed no mercy tonight.
No mercy indeed, although it didn't start out that way, as Fort Davis was able to hang with Rankin throughout the first quarter. They only trailed by 10 at the end of one. And with that, let's go ahead and take a look at some of those highlights. It's the first round of playoffs here in Texas, and the Rankin Red Devils are taking on the Fort Davis Indians here in Garden City. Fort Davis wins the toss and the football, and it's Blake Rubio scrambling around and throws one across his body, but finds a wide open Elian Treviso for an early lead. Now it's Rankin, the pitch to Braxton Kirkland, and he skates around defenders from about 12 yards out and ties this game up at 8. Rankin again from 1 yard out, and it's Kirkland again. He muscles this one into the end zone, giving the Red Devils their first lead. Fort Davis with the answer. Isaac Ramos rolls right, and it's another wide open touchdown for Elian Treviso, keeping the Indians close. Rankin now, the pitch to Kirkland, and he's gonna throw it this time. Hits Richie Escajeda in stride for about 38 yards and the touchdown. Let's hear from Coach after the game. Well, I'm here with the Rankin head coach, Coach Garrett Avalos, and Coach, congratulations on the victory tonight. Just tell me about tonight's win.
Man, it felt great to come out and get another gold ball in a bi-district championship. Hats off to Fort Davis. They've had a great season. They got a lot of young guys on their roster. I think they're going to be pretty good in the next few years. But I was really happy with our performance. I thought we came out a little slow, and Fort Davis did a few things to score on us early, but our guys settled in pretty nicely and then finished it. So.
And it was that second quarter that made all the difference. Rankin was able to shift to another gear offensively and pull away from Fort Davis and ultimately end this game at halftime. Your final here tonight in Garden City, Rankin 77, Fort Davis 30. Corey, back to you.
You know, most people would drive to El Paso, but Permian's Rodney Hall chose to fly through the air. He dropped a golden ticket to wideout Jaquan Richardson, who then spins around like a ballerina in a music box. And I'll go out on a limb and say one of Jaquan's favorite songs must be For the Gang, because that's how many touchdowns he scored tonight. And here's the third one. But now that I think about it, I said he was a wideout, but these past two plays say otherwise. Jaquan would take a shot getting into the end zone, but your boy had on a bulletproof vest, okay? Mojo adds another gold ball to the trophy case, winning by double digits. Time to check in on the reigning state champion Balmorhea Bears. They traveled to Rankin to take on Blackwell. And before the game, one of the stadium lights went out, but that didn't stop this Bears defense from shining bright. Aiden Mata recovered that loose ball, setting up the smooth operator Thomas Contreras for a easy TD to get the Bears on the board. And they would double their lead after Alex Mata takes the ball away like a bully on the playground. But his reign of terror wasn't done yet. Mata picks up the phone and dials a house call for the pick six. Now, mind you, this all happened in the first 5 minutes of the game. Bears mercy ruled Blackwell 60-14. All right, beautiful people, we're going to take a quick break. But before we go, here's a look at some scores from around the basin.
Honestly, that's how you fall. What you say, we finna lose. Listen, dude, man, not to y'all. Who tryna brawl? You kinda small. On the court, yo, I'm a dog. Beating y'all by 50 now, it's no problem to pile it on. How can I lose when I be crossing them out of their shoes? When I'm in the lane, yo, me and the pirates the same. Cause you know I'm dropping them jewels, popping the cruise. When I was in school, probably wasn't a popular dude. But ever since I got the offer to go with my Abba, I'm proud to say I got the juice. Battery charged. Swan so wrapped up. We're not kidding, man. Anybody wanna get it, tell them we next up. Gold medal on lock. Until then, yeah, I'ma settle on top. So don't believe me, just turn on your TV and tell them to watch. They play me cause my game's crazy, but I came ready with the juice. My game too cold, your game too slow. You hype trains, don't know what to do. New levels, new devils. That means it's time to grind. So what you saying? Hand to the plow. New heights to climb. If this my moment, my time to shine. This little light of mine, I'ma go so hard that I might be blind. We've been working in the off season, getting started when y'all leaving. Yo, this finna be a harsh beating. You win for a long evening. Most of y'all could get caught cheating on the real, still wouldn't call it even. If we seen them in the streets, they don't really want beef like all vegans. Lord Jesus, you don't know what you up against. Bro, when? Man, this finna be a breeze like a gust of wind. Trash talk, I'm under skin. Pass y'all, then rub it in. Y'all better hurry. This Stephen Curry versus Shep and Birdie in above the rim. Ragdoll, y'all bad dog. Can't help, I let her win. Highlight real be something like you. Gold medal on lock. I'ma settle on top. If they still don't believe me, then turn on your TV and tell them all watch. Tell them all watch. Tell them all watch. Tell them all watch. Get about my way.
Welcome back, good people of West Texas. Now, there's not much time to chit-chat, all right? So let's get straight to business. We got Mason with MCCAMEY tonight, and he watched the Badgers last week, but I heard this week they played a little bit better, huh?
Corey, you're right. These guys just keep getting better. But the best part about the whole thing is that this is only round one of playoffs. And if the Badgers keep playing the way that they have been, there could be plenty of football left in store for them. Let's take a look at those first half highlights. Tonight's playoff battle for survival would feature MCCAMEY and Ropes. MCCAMEY would hit first, defensive bodies all on the ground, and Matthew Rosas plays a little leapfrog for the touchdown. The Badgers would keep on swinging. Nano Rodriguez slings the ball out, and Braden Fuentes shows off his hops to come down with this thing. That's when the boys on the Eagles defense earned themselves a little love. Rodriguez with the long pass, and number 8, Branson Beck, disrupts things a little with an interception. But the Badgers defense said, hey, that was pretty cool, and got one of their own. Matthew Rosas separates from a block and swipes this thing. Let's see how the first round win went from a player's perspective. All right, so tonight's win was such a big one, but these opponents are just going to keep getting better the further y'all get into playoffs. What do you think is going to be the key to keeping these wins coming throughout playoffs?
Oh, we just got to keep getting better each day. We got to get better each day and wake up in the morning, fresh new day, watch film, study what we got to do, study our assignments, and we know what the teams are going to be better, so we got to be ready, and we got to do better than them, so we got to come out on top.
So you heard it right there. Big win for the guys tonight, but there is plenty of hard work for them moving forward. Corey, it'll be fun to see what these guys do moving forward.
That's right, Mason. District champs, where you at? Oh, there you go. Crane got a gold ball after the season, the regular season that is, and they were looking for another one tonight. But here's a quick tip. Don't just throw the ball up if Jackson Willis is in the vicinity. The QB/safety/metahuman gets the turnover, and I don't have enough names for this dude. He's just a G-O-A-T. What does that spell? GOAT. Yes, sir. Don't believe me? Watch this play. He's running around, one juke. I mean, he's a man on a mission. Sorry, I'm just speechless. I'm stumbling over my words. I can't even talk. Now, Jackson would take this mug down to the red zone, and since he got it that far, might as well finish it off right. Great minds think alike. Jackson gives Crane the lead, but they wouldn't be able to keep it, losing this one by 1 point. Man, that's a heartbreaker to lose the season that way. And down the street at Grande Stadium, Monahans met with Lubbock Estacado. First round, so best believe the students were litty, and I'm sure they got even more piped up after this play. Chino Navarrete must love baking because he dropped one right in the bread basket of Leonard Davis for 6, and he's like, yeah, I know, I'm nice. The defense is nice too, though. Jalen Smith punches the ball out, then Ryan Ramirez gobbles up the loose pigskin to cause a huge turnover in the first quarter. Then Chino says, you gotta be quicker than that. He fakes the pitch and wiggles across the pylon for another score. Monahans wins a tight one, 31-28. Now it's time for everyone's favorite segment, top plays. I had you waiting there. Let's roll the tape. First up, who we got? Andrews, Brock Tijerina. Watch this. Oh. Is that Zeke Elliott or Brock Tijerina? Lord have mercy. That's a nice little hurdle there. And now here we go. Marcos Davila finds the big boy, Chris Brazel, who goes up over the defender, almost gets out that tackle, but man, what a catch there by the big fella. And then Jamarcus Pickens, does he get 2 feet in? He does. Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. Nice play there. 3 great plays. Remember, folks, to vote, just go to my Twitter page, and I'll have a poll ready for you tomorrow until Tuesday at midnight. But I hate to be the bearer of bad news, okay? This is our last overtime show of this season. I hope you loved every second of it. I just want to say, thank y'all for letting me inside your homes or your screens or your phones, wherever you're watching this on Friday nights for this long. I'm honestly surprised you haven't got tired of me yet, but, we're still here, huh? Okay, that's it, y'all. I love y'all so much. Jesus loves you, and I pray you have a safe weekend.